My husband and myself, we were the pioneer of trichology in India.
Who want to start with a meditation, spiritual meditation, maybe for 15-20 minutes they want to try out at their home. What should they do? Can you give some guidance for that?
For the beginners, is just when you have similar experiences, your inspiration, your motivation goes to the next level.
When a person meditates and he focuses and he does that process, the body is set to release certain waves, certain electromagnetic waves which change based on the process you are doing. So is that firstly true?
That's a myth. When person
Okay.
says no, I want to go thoughtless, and there is no state as such
Right.
as thoughtless. If you have that focus, you have that aim, and you
Right.
have that pagalpan with you, I'm sure you will be able to do it.
To Soham Silent Spiritual Meditation Center, what is the objective behind it?
A statue of a god also like shouting and telling me that okay, meditation is the way forward, meditation is the way forward.
Hi everyone, welcome to our show, The Science of Silence. I'm your host for today, Anand Shah. I'm a chartered accountant and certified financial planner. And with me today is our guest, Dr. Sonal Shah.
Hi.
She is India's first certified women trichologist and happens to be the pioneer of trichology in India. Welcome so much to our show, ma'am.
Thank you so
And
much.
I think it's going to be a really interesting discussion today. We are located in Mumbai, one of the busiest places in India, right in the heart of Mumbai, at Soham, which happens to be India's first dedicated silent spiritual meditation center. Wow, that sounds something very interesting.
Our dream, yeah.
Yeah, so at least something that is one of its kind. I have not come across anything like this earlier. And I think what I heard is that this is created to be a sanctuary of silence for those who seek stillness and who wish to explore the depths of themselves. Is that
Yes,
so?
you're perfectly right.
Okay, so I have been practicing, Soham spiritual meditation for quite some time myself, which is what brings me here. And you are happen to be the author as well of this
Yes.
book called Atma Milan Na Panthe in
Yes,
Gujarati,
yes.
Atma Milan ke Path Par.
Correct.
So, how long back was that? When was this book written?
Oh, that's almost around, I think 2010 we published the
Okay.
book, but my work on that started way back, almost 35 years back.
I see. So, and I think this is from what I understand, this is a slightly different book from what we typically come across. There are a lot of books on, religion, spirituality, yoga, different types of meditation and health and things like that. But, your book about it kind of speaks about the journey, right, to yourself, Atma Milan.
Correct.
So, why this topic and what was your inspiration for writing this book in the first place?
So my inspiration was my mother, Rekha Shah, and she was deep into meditation. She used to practice silence like once a week. Then gradually, after my marriage and my both kids were almost, my second kid was a couple of years old. She almost like used to spend entire days in silence, and the meditation part, I mean, she was deeply into meditation. And I think it comes into my genes because my grandmother, my nanny was also spiritual. My grandmother, my father's side, my grandmother, she was also very spiritual in nature. Her father was also spiritual, so I think it was bound to happen. And when I delivered my first baby, and after that, my mother used to always tell me, कि do this mantra Soham, even if you don't get time, like do it for 1 minute. And I used to tell her, Mom, I don't have time. I was so busy being doctor and being an entrepreneur. We were literally into studying, going abroad, traveling, putting up clinics, running here, there, everywhere, and with a baby around. So I said, no, mom, I won't be able to do it. And every day she would call me, okay, you did it, you did it. And then one day she said, okay, just do it for a minute at night. And that's how I started. And uh, I was very fascinated by her life. Basically, she passed through a lot, and the way she handled herself. And she was suffering from fibrosis of lungs. And at the end, it was very painful for me to see her being doctor. I couldn't do anything. And she was at home because my father and my brother decided at the last stage not to have a very invasive treatment. And she was at home, and every minute I was seeing her slipping out of my hands and unable to do anything. And in the morning, when she was no more, I was just there sitting beside her. And suddenly, in an hour or so, people start saying that, now take the body away, now let's wrap it up and, finish all the rituals which are about to be done once the body is gone. So I was like, what is happening? And suddenly, my mom is no more, right?
Right.
And I was so busy with my life after marriage, setting up my life, looking after my children, my family. So uh, I felt as if suddenly she is not in my life, and there is just this body lying in front of me, her specs on the table, her slippers on the floor. And I suddenly, as if started connecting to her. She always used to tell me, that meditation, do meditation, connect with yourself. And there I saw, like, okay, now I have to do it, and I will do it now. And the way I saw her going away, like the day earlier, uh, she was, it was so difficult for her to breathe. She was on oxygen, she was breathless. And I asked her that, can I call your brother? He's just staying just adjacent to our house. Her best friend was in the same vicinity. So I asked her, can I, you want me to call everybody around? She said no. And my auntie, my kaki, she came to see her, and she was in tears. And my mom was like smiling and saying, asking me, okay, why is she crying? So I was little zapped, like, my God, the way she's taking her, the last journey. And at the night, she was in so much pain, the tears rolling out of her eyes because of that pain, the breathing so difficult. In that, she like said, I'm the soul, I'm not the body, I'm not the house, this is not my house. And I was like, oh my God, this person is, I mean, not just given advice, just advice, but she lived her life, and she is like ready for, for the final departure. And that struck me. And any which ways, the spirituality was something which I used to enjoy. So she was my inspiration even for silence. So when I came, I got married. I was Vaishnav by birth, and I got married into Jain family. So when I came here, my mother-in-law is very religious. I could, like, do the things which I was liking it, like silence, fasting, going with her for pilgrimage, and learning. I had a lot of queries. So I started learning the Jain scriptures. And so there are a lot of questions which were coming to my mind. Why moksha? Because I used to come So when I used to go with her uh, to religious places and meet a lot of monks, so this word like moksha, mukti came across, uh, and I always used to think that, okay, what is moksha? What is liberation? I really want to feel that. I want to go deep into meditation. I want to learn meditation. I want to know myself. So, all those queries were there, and I started reading a lot of books. Uh, Jainism, I got introduced because of my mother in law's religious activities. And I started reading a lot of spiritual books related to meditation because of my mom, meditation was my focus. And my mom also used to talk a lot about Gita, Vedanta, and body and soul, and body and soul are separate though together. So there's a lot of questions were arising after my mom left. Um then I got a lot of her belongings. In that, I got few papers, which were like spiritual papers, deep into spirituality. And I wanted to understand them because I was missing her. And then I thought by doing this, I'll be, very near to her, connected to her. But when I started doing religious activities, like specifically done in Jains, the Samaiks or puja, uh, fasting, somehow I used to like it. Somehow I used to love it. Then gradually I started learning scriptures, and I told, so I had a sir who's going to come and who was coming to me. So I had a sir so I had a teacher, a spiritual teacher who used to come to our house to teach us the Jain scriptures. And somehow I didn't want to mug things. So we in Jains say a lot of sutras. So somewhere in my mind, I don't want to by heart sutras, but I want to learn the meanings behind each word, where the each word is leading to. And so there was one sutra which really touched me. So in Samaik or Pratikaman, when we take that activity, we start the activity, we say this Sutra Artha Tattva Kari Sadhu. So I asked the meaning of it to my teacher. So he said, Sutra, so the meaning of the sutra and the depth of spirituality which is hidden into it, one must learn and then by heart. So I said, okay, I would like to do that. And to do that,
Right.
what should I do? So he said, then you learn the language, the Prakrut language in which the sutras are there. So I started learning the language. And that this was when my mother was alive. So I started learning sutras and learning the Prakrut language, simultaneously decoding the meaning of it. So this all started in, I think, 1992, around that time. And because I was so busy in my profession, I couldn't devote that much time into it. But as and when I used to get time, I used to do that. And simultaneously, I started following my mom's footsteps also, like silence a couple of hours in a day, then gradually silence a week, once in a week, silence. And that's how the journey started.
Got it. Got it. So very interesting, I think, a longer than what it appears the journey. And I think it would be right to say that you were always interested in spirituality and you were learning, practicing it in some way, but that real, aim to get started in a more dedicated manner with more higher consistency, more more time and chronicling all of that, that started after you saw your mother's passing. Maybe in a way, as you mentioned, that
Yes.
seeing her display signs of being at peace even in pain, that kind of proved to you that there is something which she has achieved by doing meditation. Would that be right to say?
Yes, absolutely. Well said. Yes, I think that really touched me. And I thought over a period of time what I was reading, learning, but here is the person who literally lived it. So somewhere in my mind, subconscious mind, yes, as you said, whatever she did the correct processing of it or followed the correct process, and I must achieve that what she has achieved.
Right.
So that
Very
was
true.
a turning point in my life. And before that, as I told you, the learnings were already happening. But this, at this juncture of my life, it suddenly took a U-turn, and I started becoming more spiritual, or you say more going deeper into the spiritual meditation.
Got it. Got it. And I believe thereafter, the meditation that you practiced on a daily basis, and you had some experiences also in meditation. I think some of those are covered in this book that you wrote. Is that so?
Yes, so my husband was an inspiration to write this book, and I think he was more keen to publish than me. When I started doing meditation, so I started doing more samayiks whenever I used to get time, and then I was studying, learning, decoding the sutras. And after my mom left, I think I took it as if the universe is giving me time and a chance to go deep dive more into the meditation. And I started doing silence once a week, Mondays, like her, like my mom.
Okay.
And somehow my aim was to go deep into meditation. So, any which way she had given me the mantra Soham, and she had told me, how to chant that,
Right.
taking into the body and, just focusing on it. That time I never knew that, there are chakra meditation, or there are some experiences which, because she's gone, right?
Right.
So I didn't have anybody around me who could answer that. So it was like, do it and experience yourself.
Right.
So I kept on doing it. And at one juncture, when I was ready, I understood the major sutras of our Samaik and Pratikaman. And that also showed me a way that, yes, and even I used to go for pujas.
Sure.
So the idol, the statue of a god, also like shouting and telling me that, okay, meditation is the way forward. Meditation is the way forward. So and I used to enjoy it. Uh, like so the at that point, uh, even my when my mother passed out, after that my mother-in-law was detected with breast cancer, and she was on her deathbed, and every day I used to go to her and read books for her. uh, so one day this Yoga Deepak, Buddhisagarji's Yoga Deepak was lying on her bed, and I said, Mom, what is this? So she said, this one of the books which I was reading. So on that I saw the cover page, and on that my mom's handwriting, the name of the book Yoga Deepak
Right.
was written by my mom on that cover page. So I picked up the book, and at that juncture I was really stuck, that how to move forward in meditation. I was doing it around for 15-20 minutes, but I didn't know the way forward. I opened the book, and there was literally into it everything on meditation. And I thought here is the person who is really experienced meditation, and by the experience, he has written this Yoga Deepak
Right.
book. So I took the book and I started reading. Before that, I used to go to the library, pick up different books, and used to bring it home. And like at night, whenever I get time, I used to read them. But this book, when it came into my hands, like I got stuck over there.
Right.
And in every Samayik, I used to open this same book again and again, again and again. And suddenly I saw my Samayiks, like one Samayik, two Samayik, three Samayiks, four Samayiks. I would like just sit and get engrossed into this book. And suddenly, one paragraph, each paragraph, I used to read, I used to close my eyes, and I don't know where I used to get lost. So, all the experiences which were coming, like it was correlating somewhere in this book with,
Sure.
I could sense that this is the book which is going to take me forward. So I read it 7 times.
7 times.
Yes, 7 times. And, before this, I never used to read even a newspaper. I never used to
Right.
like reading. But somehow, when I started this journey, all the spiritual books I used to get, I read like at night also. I would be awake for 2 to 3 hours, read the books, and this I read it for 7 times, and that changed my life.
Right. So you went from being, a reader of spiritual books to actually becoming an author, where
Yes,
you wrote and then eventually published this book of yours. So
yes,
I think that may be an interesting journey wherein it may help some of the viewers, who are maybe keen to get started on the path of meditation and spirituality, but may not know how to go about it, right? Like you mentioned how you had your mother who gave you some guidance, and then you came across this book. So for our viewers, if I may ask you, so you mentioned this word Soham, which
correct.
you are practicing. So is Soham meditation? So what does Soham mean? Is there something beyond it?
So Soham is a Sanskrit word.
Okay.
Uh, so it says like so means you, and hum means me. So in Sanskrit we do sandhi. So plus a plus hum. So a here is invisible a, like uh, so a means ego.
Okay.
So ego means your ego is always there in the mind and body. So uh, so when you the is silent means now you omit your mind and body. So is pure soul, that is formlessness, and hum means I. So I am formless. So I am pure soul. So the meaning of Soham is you and me are the same as formlessness.
I see.
So this definition also I got it from Yoga Deepak Granth.
Okay.
And so when after that the meditation became like a different meditation. So chanting with the meaning of the mantra,
Okay.
that was taking me still deeper and deeper, I felt. And like from in Jainism or even in Vedant, they say that there is a graduation from Dasoham Bhumika to Soham to
Okay.
Aham Brahmasmi to I am nowhere. So these are the stages which one passes through in this inner journey,
Right.
and it's a very interesting journey. So when I used to do my the samayik and meditation, and I used to come across a lot of experiences. So being doctor, it was very difficult for me to digest those experiences, but I was
Right.
here, I was experiencing it, so I can't deny that also. So I used to share with my husband, Dr. Apurva Shah, and then he said, why don't you start writing your experiences in a book?
Sure.
So I said, okay. And I said, okay, he's just saying, but I was not too keen on writing it out.
Correct.
But every day he would come and ask me, have you written it? Have you written it? And at last, okay, I started writing it down. So when I started penning it down, I could literally experience and see how the journey is. And eventually that compiled into my book, Atma Milanna
I see.
Panthe.
And so while you wrote these books, like you said, you would meditate and then you would write, which was like a regular process. So what must have been the total time duration in months or years in which this entire collection of your writings reached a
Or,
stage where then it got transformed into the
or
book?
a long time. A long time. Uh, I'm not sure about that, but I started writing down after probably Yoga Deepak came into my hands. So after in 2001, my mom passed away. So after that, I started writing it. Basically, after Yoga Deepak, I
Right.
started writing it all down because at that time I felt I was really into hardcore spiritual
Correct.
meditation. So I think should be around 10 years,
Right. Almost at least
almost
8 to
9 to 10.
9 years,
Yes,
because you said
yes,
that
yes.
2010 was when this book was first
Correct.
published.
Yeah.
Right. And all this while you were also working,
Yes,
right?
I was.
This was not something full time you would do.
No, I was working like crazy.
Right.
So, so we were, my husband and myself, we were the pioneer of trichology in India. So, so ours is love marriage, and those times, like we were courting each other for 4 years, and once the studies finished, like parents, when are you getting married? When are you getting
Right.
married? So no finances, not started anything. We got married, and so everything was built from a scratch.
Right.
And so we were like running around everywhere, traveling abroad, learning as well as setting up our life, and like almost running many clinics. And at that time I used to think, now how am I going to do this journey? But somewhere when there is pagalpan,
Right.
yeah, the passion, I believe that eventually you end up doing that thing.
Sure.
So when I used to learn that sutras, so my book used to be with me, and between two patients, like one patient would go out and another patient enters my cabin, so you have couple of
Right.
minutes. Those couple of minutes I used to invest into this.
I see.
And then at night, so around like 10:30, 11, my reading would start. And then gradually, yes, I used to plan my week.
Right.
So Mondays, somewhere I saw that myself is I'm little, uh, my workload is little less on Mondays,
Right.
and I started picking up those one Monday in a week where I used to do
Okay.
silence, go into like Kashtamon Dhyan. Uh, so that all gradually started after my mom left.
I see. I see. Great. So this is, I think, because what I hear at least sometimes from people, I'm sure there are such people watching this show as well, who feel that, in order to do meditation, you need to stop everything else. You need to, be cut off from the world and spend
Abs-
few days
yeah,
by
absolutely.
yourself.
This is a myth. I mean, I
Okay.
have experienced it, and you have to experience yourself to,
Sure.
believe into it. But yes, I feel if you have that focus, you have that aim, and you
Right.
have that pagalpan with you,
Right.
I'm sure you will be able to do it with everything around happening around you,
Correct.
wherever you are. Because one thing I learned from Jainism when I was reading the Shastras. So that there are Pandar Bhede Siddha, it comes.
But what is
So,
that? What does that mean?
so Pandar Bhede Siddha means you can attain liberation through this various ways and methodology and wherever you are.
Okay.
Because if you are a soul, and so Vedanta and Jainism says that the body and soul are there together but are separated. So
Right.
that means in my mind I thought wherever my body is there, the soul is there. So why should I run here and there? If I have to do meditation
Sure.
to just connect to it, I can do it anywhere.
Right.
So the circumstances were there. These like I had karmas. I was into Grihastha ashram. I
Sure.
was married. I had children. So naturally, if I think in my mind that these are the hindrances, then it becomes your hurdles.
Right.
But with that around,
Sure.
right, I did it and there were many who do it. So
Okay.
it's not that it's not possible.
Correct. Correct.
Many have done it, many are doing it.
I see.
So it's just the belief
Sure.
which we need to change.
Sure. Sure. And this book is now, I believe, available on Amazon in Gujarati as well as Hindi.
Yes, it is available in Gujarati and Hindi at Amazon, and I think we are just about to finish a Marathi translation
I
also,
see.
and that also will be soon
Sure,
available.
sure. And lastly, on this, for any of our viewers, if they want to pick up a copy of this book from Amazon, do you suggest that there are any prerequisites or preconditions for anyone who wants to read this, or is it suitable for anyone interested in
So,
spirituality?
so this is very is like a aam admi who is narrating
Sure,
the inner journey, and anyone who passes into or passes through this spiritual meditation
sure.
will come across some of the things in that journey
Right.
and can connect to this book.
I see.
So I think anybody can read
Sure,
this book
sure.
and correlate their journey if they
I
are
see.
already into it. If they are not into it, I'm sure it'll inspire them uh, to start this inner journey.
Sure.
And I think Soham Vriksh is going to offer them, even those who are in Mumbai, opportunity to come here, use our library. There are spiritual books here in the
Sure.
library, and the silent meditation. So, as you said, century of silence.
It's for all, basically.
Yeah,
Anyone who is
yeah.
wanting to explore spirituality and meditation, they can go through this book.
They can, yes. So
Right.
they can go through this book and they can come to Soham Vriksh and even begin their journey.
So, as we are at Soham Vriksh, right? Now, again, this is Soham Vriksh. And we spoke about Soham spiritual meditation from where you started, and the book being published in 2010. Now, between 2010 and 2025 till today, uh, I believe you have still been continuing to practice meditation in your own routine. And there is also this trust where you are one of the trustees called Soham Harmony Charitable Trust, which operates Soham Vriksh Center. So, can you tell something more to our viewers, like in this last 15 years, what has been your involvement? And I believe you used to conduct certain, meditation sessions also for people in a structured format and online courses as well as offline meditation sessions. So, if you can throw some light on the last 10 to 15 years after the book till today, what has been the journey?
So I was always a very private person. When Apurva used to tell me that you write your experiences, Hesitantly I started writing, but when he said I want to, compile it in a book, I was little like, "Okay, why you want to do it?" And so I said, "No, I want to do it." And suddenly one day, one of our friends, he was very keen on it, and I was reluctant, and purposely I was pushing it back. But one day, one of our friends, Kajaria, a well-known personality in Gujarati Sahitya. She was an editor at that time, and suddenly she came to me, and she called me up, and she said, "What I'm hearing from Apurva, that you have written a book, and what is it all about?" She has always seen me as a glamorous person, and we had many clinics all across India. We were hair care expert for Femina Miss India for 10 years. So, and a lot of uh, shows on TV, and interviews on TV, and talks on trichology on TV. So I think that period, almost everybody in India knew us.
Sure.
And suddenly she hears that, I've written a spiritual book, and meditative journey is there. And so, like, she said, I would like to know more about it. And that's how then we started working on the book. And like she said, Apura is very keen that we compile your experiences into a book form, and that's how the birth of Atma Milanna Panthe. And when so during that period, I met. So after my mom left, there was no one to guide me.
Right.
After this, Buddhi Sagarji's Yoga Deepak, which like an open up a way forward for me, and I started doing meditation, deeper meditation, with a lot of experiences coming to me.
Sure.
But then I didn't have anywhere to go talk about it, or somebody to, tell me, okay, you're on a right path. So my teacher, where I used to learn my Prakrut from, he said, now is the time that you must have a guru. So I was in search of a guru, and there I met Nandiya Shriji, Sri Nandiya Shriji. Immediately when I met her, there was some connect with her. And then I used to share everything with her, my inner journey. And she gave me a lot of support. And so, exactly when you ask me a question that uh, everybody feels that you have to, give away your
Correct.
the worldly life to attain this. But here was the person who really supported me, who understood me. And of course, she herself was so knowledgeable. And she made me meet many of them who were into this journey and experiencing
Right.
the out of body experiences. So there, that's how I started meeting such people. And uh, then when the book was out, a lot of people read it and could correlate it with their
I see.
journey, and they started calling me up. So I discussed with Apurva. I was so busy with my clinic, my two children,
Right.
in-laws, and so I said, how can I meet these people and, take out time for them for their queries?
Sure.
So Apurva suggested, why don't you start once a week meeting them for a couple of hours, and take it up from there. So I said, okay, everybody calling me here now, here, there, during the day, rather I give a specific time space to them. So
Correct.
we started on every Saturdays doing
Okay.
satsang. But before that, before this book was published, uh, there was one person, Mr. Divyesh Kapadia. So my guru Nandiya Shriji, so he used to go to her, and
Okay.
one day he asked her about like he's interested in meditation and how to move, go
Hmm.
forward into
Hmm.
it. So she suggested my name. So she was at that time in Ahmedabad. So Divyesh Bhai, when once reached Mumbai, he tried and contacted me,
Hmm.
and we had one meeting. So I had one meeting with him. He had queries, which so we just discussed casually about it,
Correct.
and then he got interested, and his sister Falguni Ben, her husband Hiren Bhai, and
Hmm.
Hiren Bhai's parents, Dada Dadi, lovingly we used to call them Dada Dadi. So they
Right.
were also part of our discussion.
Hmm.
And so initially we were, and my best friend Neeta, I used to always discuss this spiritual things with her and my other friend in Ahmedabad, Gira. So when nobody was there, like
Hmm.
three of us used to discuss everything and correlate. So what I would experience, they would experience.
Right.
So it was like, wow, when you have similar experiences, your inspiration, your motivation goes to the next level.
Correct.
So I think we really enjoyed three of us sharing this and
Hmm.
moving
Hmm.
ahead together from scratch. Okay. So when I used to understand the sutras and meaning of it, I used to
Right.
call them and say, "Oh, see this, it means this, it means
Hmm.
this."
Hmm.
Now, Agira being in Ahmedabad, so we couldn't talk much, but Neeta being in Mumbai, both of us at night at 11:30
Hmm.
would chit chat. And one of my so my Masi ji, so my husband's Masi aunt, first aunt, so she also had a good knowledge about this. So I used to discuss things with her also at
Hmm.
that time. And then from there, suddenly uh, the U-turn came into my life after Yoga Deepak, Buddhi Sagarji's Yoga
Sure.
Deepak, and went into like a next
Hmm.
level of
Hmm.
meditation. And then lot of other peoples, due to Nandiya Shriji, I came across people who were like deep into meditation. And so this group of five,
Hmm.
after the book when it was published, so around every Saturday we were like 15-20 of us used to get together.
Right.
And I think you started from Falguni Ben's house at that time,
Yes,
correct?
I had
Entered.
come there through someone I knew who
Yeah,
had invited me once to join.
correct,
And so, yeah, I am aware there were around maybe 12, 15 people group.
correct.
So it started with, prior to that, I think it started with 5 to 6 people, as you
Yes,
said.
yes,
And then
yes.
it went to 12, 15 people. And
15.
as of today, I think under Soham Harmony Charitable Trust, there are almost 100 members.
Yes.
And all of them have practiced this Soham spiritual meditation, in this group.
So, I think you also came there at Falguni Ben's house, right? When you started off?
Correct. I had come there, I think, when it was a group of 12 to 15 people. I was invited by someone I knew to join. And so I have seen that, group, how the sessions used to happen every Saturday.
Correct.
And yeah, obviously, since then, there have been a lot of people who joined in.
Yeah, so there were around 15-20 of us. We used to meet every Saturday. And I think 3-4 hours we used to get soaked into our satsang and meditation.
Right.
And thereafter, I think you are a very important part of Soham Harmony, Soham group, which was created, went into Soham
Yes, yes.
Harmony, building up of Soham Harmony, and now Soham Vruksh,
Correct.
right? And so I think you will agree with me that the inner journey, when we start doing, so there is a burning desire, right?
Correct.
which makes it happen.
True.
So I experience the same thing. What about you?
Yes, absolutely. I think so. What I feel is, everyone has some reason to start, this meditation journey or inner journey, whatever we call it. But so the reasons can at times be different. But what I have seen and what I think many of the members of Soham group, when we hear the experience, it comes out the same, that the experiences during meditation are quite similar,
Correct.
what everyone goes through, right?
Yes.
And which is something that I wanted to cover in our next part of this conversation for all our viewers, that like you mentioned, that you are a doctor, right? So doctor and medical science, and on the other side we are talking of spirituality,
Correct.
which in a way it's about belief, and it's about the what we've been told by our elders. So these two seem to be in a way opposite in when we hear it, because science always puts the onus on proof, and
Correct.
medical science also does the same thing for reasoning and detection and cure and things like that. So there are few questions, these are which even I have been wanting to ask, right? Because I am not from a medical background, obviously, and which I'm sure the viewers would also be keen to know, right? So the biggest question is is meditation and the effects of meditation scientific, or is it just it is something which is unexplained by science, or is it something just a fluke?
Yeah. So, always I had also this question in my mind ki, so like if we see our roots, right? Vedanta or Jainism or Buddhism, very strong roots which stress on meditation part. Correct. So it is coming from our ancestors. And when we are into this modern world, so like the experiences which you have, you cannot deny, but what is the reasoning why it happens,
Sure.
that the science can really throw light on it. So it's not a miracle. What I felt during this entire journey is is not one man's forte. It Anybody can do it.
Right.
So a human being, so anyone can master this art.
Right.
Just he or she should know what to do next to make it a shortcut to it. So luckily for me, my mom was there to throw light on that. Okay, okay, do this mantra, chant it this way.
Right.
How is soul? What is body? So then it became very easy for me. So of course she left. So I was into no man's land, but at least I had these three tools.
Sure.
One is the human body.
Right.
Second is how to do the process and what to experience.
Right.
So after everything, learning, practicing over this past 35 years, I came to conclusion the four questions are very important. That who am I? Where am I? How am I? This question is very important. How am I?
Right.
And how to experience that. So this four questions, automatically leads to us to you to a spiritual meditation.
I see.
So meditation, not like you say Vedanta, Jainism, Buddhism, Sufis, they stress on meditation, but not just meditation. It's a
Sure.
spiritual meditation.
Okay.
So spiritual meditation is the one which connects you to your pure soul, which connects you to your pent up emotions or even stored emotions from childhood,
Sure.
and even from your previous births. So that are all stored in you. So once experience the formlessness or a non-doer, state, then you can easily decipher and segregate two of it, like the doer and the non-doer, the body, mind, emotions versus the formlessness. And then probably the real feel and heal starts. Real feeling of emotions as they are, not
Okay.
masking it or not controlling it. Uh, just you are a witness, as you
Got
are a
it.
witness, okay? And then the real feel and heal starts. That's a real inner journey. So then when these four questions are there and there is a process through which you connect. So that is your spiritual meditation.
Right.
So in meditation, when you enter, so do you agree with me that first 5 minutes are so tough when
Yeah,
you
I
start?
have experienced this.
Yeah,
Like when you try to sit for meditation, like all kinds of thoughts start coming in the brain, and it's not even 3 to 4 minutes.
correct.
So I've always wondered for that too, like, why does that happen? Generally, if we are doing some activity, we don't feel like getting out of it or distracted. But
Huh.
while meditating, there is an urge to kind of either get up, or there's too many thoughts coming at the
Huh.
start. So, how to move beyond that?
These 5 minutes are very crucial that you stay put there, because your defective mind network starts, that gets triggered, that is already active, and that like you starts the thought starts wandering. So we feel, oh my god, I can't do meditation.
Right.
But the theory and practical are little different, okay? So theory, we know, if somebody tells you, Anand, there are 100 thoughts passing through my mind, correct?
Right.
You would say, yeah, agree. So this is theory. But when you sit and start focusing on something, right? And now spiritual meditation. So that means there is a target, what you want to experience,
Right.
correct? So you pick up a mantra or you focus on a jot. There are various ways to do dharana, we call it as.
Okay.
And a very important part is asana. So there are 8 steps of yoga, like uh, uh, they say Ashtang Yoga, which says yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi.
Okay.
So asana is where you don't lose out your position.
Right.
You stay put into that position of yours. So it begins with, I started with 1 minute, but I
Okay.
used to do it at night. And my mom told me that you start from the right toe and you enter your body and you just travel in your body. But that 1 minute I used to do, and I used to go into deep sleep.
Correct.
Correct. So I was not aware at that time what is happening. But when you are doing like starting a meditation, so I used to advise then people that you keep a 1 minute, you keep the clock with you
Right.
and mark that you are chanting or focusing on a mantra, Soham, and any thought comes, you see how many seconds are done
Okay.
and count like 2, 3, 4 times. Next time it will be 7 times. Next time it will be 10 times.
Right.
Next time it will be 15 times. So
Correct.
that's how one can start.
Okay.
And that first 5 minutes is so tough, as you correctly said, that lot of thought starts coming in. The thoughts are coming in any which ways. But in those 5 minutes, we become aware because we have started focusing on a particular thing. So we
Got it.
become aware, oh, the thoughts are coming.
Got it.
Correct?
Got it.
And we get frightened. We are so frightful, okay, I can't do meditation. But that is the second step. You are
Got
already
it.
into second step. The
Right.
first step, you are focusing. The second step, you become aware that, okay, the thoughts are wandering.
Correct.
And that takes you to the third step that, okay, come back to Soham again.
Right.
So now you have done
Got
it,
Yes.
correct? So I'm sure you did it the same way. You were focusing,
Correct.
then wandering, then coming back to Soham.
Yes.
So now, why you and me, we did it the same way and we reached at the same juncture,
True.
correct, of experience and different experiences,
Correct.
all of us, right? Because you have central nervous system, I have central nervous system, is the same. Is the function of that central nervous system is the same for you, is the same for me. So it becomes easier for us.
Okay.
So when I guide you with something and you do it and you reach there only, then naturally you are motivated,
Correct.
correct? And inspired to go further because yours and mine experience is coming to the same thing.
True.
So initially, when I started and I was having these experiences, different experiences, after 5 minutes is different, then after 15-20 minutes is different. Reaching to half an hour, the experience changes.
Correct.
Reaching to 40-45 minutes, it's like, wow. So at that time when I started, so my mom told me, and I think you have also done the same way, that we started from right toe, right knee, and we took the path, the center of the
Right.
body, like umbilicus, then heart, going to throat, and
Correct.
between the eyebrows and brain, and then
Right.
coming down. At that time, we didn't know the chakra names, right? Is only that afterwards we came to know, okay, these are the chakras. But we actually entered into it without knowing it.
Right.
So a person who knows it or a person who doesn't know, doesn't matter.
Okay.
The process matters.
Matters. Right.
Correct? Because you are going to hit the same experiences. So whether you give name to the chakras or you don't give name to the chakras, but the process is
Got
what you have to hit it.
Got it. So you are saying that the process remains the same for everyone, right?
Correct.
So for someone who is, watching this episode of ours and who want to start with, a meditation, spiritual meditation, maybe for 15-20 minutes they want to try out
Correct.
at their home. So what should they do? Can you give some guidance for that, for a 15-20 minute session by themselves if they want?
So
How should they approach it?
So we have our Insta handle as Soham Harmony, and it is there on Insta also, and it is there in my book also, the exact process. But to begin, for the beginners, is just first 1 minute focusing on Soham mantra with the meaning of it, as we discussed.
Okay.
So meaning is very important. So because in all shastras they say that what you bhave teva thao, means what you focus on, you become like that.
Right.
What is reinforced in your mind, eventually you become that.
Correct.
Correct? So Soham, not just chanting mantra, but with the meaning of it. When you do it for 1 minute and you just observe, okay, you are focusing on Soham with the meaning, and then the second Soham, third Soham, fourth Soham, oh, I have to go to the office. This thought enters your mind.
True.
So then again start from 1.
Okay.
So becoming aware of this thought which has entered your mind and going back to Soham,
Right.
that is the 1 minute key. Okay, then you can gradually take it to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And that 5 minutes, this is hardcore 5 minutes. You are just doing this only. So don't get frightened or afraid, oh, thoughts are coming. It's okay.
Correct.
The thoughts are going to come. You come back to your mantra or you focus wherever you are focusing.
Right.
And before that, because your mind is or the brain is not yet ready, so that default mode network which is there, is not going to allow you to focus. So it's okay.
Right.
So that time you come back to your mantra, the thoughts are coming, come back, come back, come back. That way you practice for 5 minutes, that will take you to the next level.
Okay.
And if you can't do this, we have our guided meditation.
Okay.
So you can listen to that guided meditation also for 5, 10, 15 minutes.
That is on YouTube, right?
That is on YouTube. And once, you every day do it for 15, 20 minutes. Do it in a position where you are sitting comfortably and the surroundings are peaceful.
Right.
So initially it is very helpful. Once you reach 15, 20 minutes, the entire equation changes.
Right.
And the central nervous system, so the body gradually your thought process will start slowing down.
Right.
And the body starts getting de-stressed. After 20, 25, 30 minutes, what were you feeling?
Well, in my case, I think beyond 10 minutes, it got easier than the first 10 minutes, so then it was easier to continue for a longer time.
Correct.
And gradually, after 12, 15, 18 minutes, I think the thoughts were also more controlled.
Correct.
They were in a steady stream and not
Slowing
much
down.
bothering.
Correct.
Yeah.
And after 20 minutes or so, how you used to feel?
I think, well, beyond 20 minutes, firstly, it was easier to continue. And, sometimes I would feel this inner peace, or at times a bit of happiness. I would feel very much at ease and at peace with myself.
Correct. So at that moment when you start feeling, so we feel happy when we do something, correct?
Right.
Here you are feeling happy without doing anything. So the hormone dopamine starts getting released
Okay.
and you feel that bout of happiness.
I see.
So these are all happy hormones.
Right.
Dopamine, endorphin, serotonin. But when you are doing it, so there are many ways where you can secrete these happy hormones. One is through like whatever passion you are doing, you are reading, walking, jogging, exercising,
Right.
doing Zumba, singing.
Right.
So watching movie. So what you like when you do it, you will experience this happiness, isn't it?
Correct.
About burst of happiness.
Right.
So these are the happy hormones releasing. Second is when through psychosomatic drugs, when the patients are into depression, anxiety, such drugs are given which
Right.
work on CNS, central nervous system, to release this happy hormones,
Okay.
to relax them. Third is through hardcore, narcotic drugs. So that also affects your central nervous system and releases these hormones. And fourth is through meditation. So
Right.
now meditation is the only process which you can do anywhere, any time of the day,
Right.
right? Say suppose you are sick, you are ill, you are in a hospital. You can't do your passion.
Correct.
So you are frustrated, right? And you are sad, you are unhappy
Right.
because these hormones are not releasing, correct? So meditation is the only process without any side effects
Okay.
and without dependency on anything, secrete your happy hormones.
Right.
But this dopamine has its other effect also, that you become addicted to it. Correct? That's how you see the patients become addicted to the medicine,
Correct.
or the people become addicted to narcotic drugs. And when you are unable to do your passionate activities, you become sad.
Right.
So dopamine is the hormone which again is good for happiness, but is bad in a way that it can get you addicted to it.
Correct.
So here in spirituality or spiritual meditation, we say that karmas are also very important. So your duties, you are studying, maybe you are working, you have a family to support,
Right.
you have children, you have elders at home,
Right.
you have karmas.
Correct.
So in Gita ji also, Krishna ji says the same thing to Arjuna, right? So when you get spiritually uplifted,
Right.
is you are balanced, correct? You know what you can do, what you can't do,
Correct.
what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. And in that, you do this spiritual meditation and this bout of happiness comes in. Naturally, you are going to do that activity again and again.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
So, once that is triggered, the dopamine takes over and you do meditation again and again every day
Correct.
on your own.
Correct.
Like your body will only demand it.
Right.
And then you graduate to the next level.
Understood.
So the next level is like when you reach around 25, 30 minutes, you feel sleepy, drowsy. Correct?
Yes. Yes, that's right. I have experienced that as well.
Correct. So that we call as a yog nidra is knocking on the door. Is like, and why it happens? Because there is a pineal gland who's secreting melatonin
Sure.
and you become drowsy.
Right.
And then it takes you to the next level. So you pass through all these levels and you are just experiencing certain things. But at the end of the day, you are happy.
Right.
And your focus or whatever you are doing, you are not getting too much, frustrated or irritated with
Correct.
it, but it goes on simultaneously.
Right.
So this spiritual meditation is something which is any meditation is scientific,
Okay.
but the spiritual meditation kind of balances you out. So as you know, we had like 100 clinics all over India, right?
Right.
And simultaneously, this process was also going on. So basically, it is rather running here, there, and at the end of the day, you are still sad about it, unhappy about it. The equation here changes,
Got it.
and it's scientific.
Got it. So I think you have given, to the question, you've given a biological and chemical, like biology and chemistry based answer, right? That there is
Correct.
some biological change happening inside the body
Correct.
when we sit for meditation, and that is in turn releasing certain chemicals into our, a system which brings about this happiness and feeling of
Yes,
bliss.
and experiencing certain experiences, what we experience. So it's not a miracle, or it's not that only one person's forte, or
Right.
only one person can do. Oh, wow. It's
Right.
every one of us can do it.
Got it. Got it. So now, coming to physics, right? how about that? So I mean, I don't know for sure, but I had read also that when a person meditates, right, and he focuses and he does that process, um, the body is set to release, certain waves,
Correct,
certain
correct,
electromagnetic waves,
correct,
which change based on the
correct.
process you are doing. So is that firstly true, and how does that happen? What happens there?
So this, see, I am not a master in physics, but yes, being a doctor, I understand that much ki the body is made up of biology, chemistry, physics, and psychology. Okay.
Right,
So, and we are using this as a tool, right? We are doing meditation through the body,
right,
and we are passing through whatever experiences we are passing through has to be connected to this out of this four thing.
correct.
Correct. So when I experienced this bliss, or I didn't know all this. I was just doing, I was passionate about it, and I was inspired and motivated by my mom, and I just started doing it. And I started doing it, and I was experiencing it. So then there are spiritual words versus your scientific words, right? So when they say dharana means you are focusing,
Right.
and then for focus you need active brain. Brain is part of your
Correct.
body,
Correct.
and we call it as brahmarandra, the main part of the sadhana.
Okay.
Reach, enter brahmarandra. When brahmarandra is activated and all that we listen to, so that is nothing but your brain.
Right.
So at one juncture, and we say kundalini jagrat, kundalini is getting jagrat. So that is nothing but your sacral plexus. So
Okay.
now this sacral plexus and brain, they are all connected. They are connected, yeah, through your spinal cord.
Right.
So when a person is feeling like experiencing, oh, I felt light, my body is light, my body is heavy, it has become
Correct.
like a wood, now I cannot move it. So is all because of this, your central nervous system is now relaxing,
Got it.
and there is energy flow through this sympathetic parasympathetic
Right.
nervous system, and then you feel like electric currents or shocks, and we say okay, kundalini got jagrut,
Right.
and then you graduate into like you feel so happy, you are dazed, right? And after an hour of meditation you come out of it, you feel, oh my god, that
Right.
feeling of bliss, happiness. And there, at that juncture, your nervous system is so calm,
Got
and
it.
it is running the way it supposed to run, in harmony.
Got it.
And that's why, that feeling of bliss and happiness is there. The moment you are stressed, the cortisol releases the hormone,
Okay.
and that takes you away from your peace and bliss. That's why they say everything is inside.
Correct.
Yeah. What are you searching your peace or bliss outside? It's inside. So
Right.
what do you mean by that?
Correct.
So it is this actually, right?
Got it.
And
Got it.
when you enter that drowsy state, the melatonin is getting secreted.
Okay.
But this is the process. Yes. Meditation is the process
Got it.
to de-stress your central nervous system and experience the elated feeling or a blissful
Right. Right.
feeling. And once the melatonin is secreted, so you enter into a zone of a sleepy zone, a dreamy state,
Okay.
a state of like you see dreams. Initially also we were seeing, now also we were
Correct.
seeing. So what
Correct.
is the difference? So initially we were not connected to it. It is trying to say something.
Okay.
But now we are connected. So we call it as Yog Nidra.
Okay.
So that is nothing but your So now non-REM sleep and REM sleep, which already the body passes through. So it's one of them. Okay.
Okay.
But here you are spiritually awakened person. So you are connected and you are connecting your dots.
Got it.
Okay, what is it trying to tell me? Okay, these are my emotions which are stored. It is showing this, that, whatever.
Right.
Then from there, you go still like you are connected there, and then suddenly a state comes where you feel you are just cut off from the body.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So that time the higher centers of the brain are de-stressed
Okay.
and take you into that zone of, higher state. And when you come out of it, like your body is so relaxed, calm, and then all this state, different states, the body emits, like generates waves,
Okay.
what you exactly
Correct.
called it as
Correct.
electromagnetic waves.
Right.
So when you are in a cutoff zone, like there is a delta wave, so it's very important for
Right.
the body for regeneration,
Okay.
for rejuvenating. The body needs that deep sleep, but because of
Right.
our stress, worries, we miss out on that.
Got it.
So when the body is running in harmony, so this process takes you to the harmony. The end result is mind, body, and soul harmony.
I see.
You gradually, slowly,
Correct.
keep experiencing this. Is just the process will lead you there.
Right.
So when the waves are getting generated, then naturally you are going to attract like similar energies into your life,
Got it.
and then it doubles up kind.
Got it. Got it. So there are change. You said that what you experience in meditation at 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 60 minutes, that also changes. It is
Correct.
not like a constant, because many times the expectation people have is that they will enter into meditation and have a constant feeling throughout. So in a sense, what you are saying is that it actually changes.
Correct. So everything is changeable. So they call it as anitya or
Okay.
anicca or temporary or changeable in a simple word.
Okay.
So our body cells changes,
Right.
right? As a human being, like as a body, we are changing every minute.
Correct.
Same with our emotions
Right.
and same with our thought process.
Right.
Whatever we are liking today, suddenly we don't like tomorrow. One thing makes me happy today, suddenly doesn't make me happy tomorrow.
True.
So everything, so we are doing this process through the body, so it is bound to change. So nothing is going to remain like this except your formlessness.
Right.
Correct? When you hit that, formlessness is always the same, whether it is the first time or 100th time or 1,000th time, right?
Got it.
Otherwise rest, everything is, it comes, stays and goes.
Right.
It is changing.
Got it. Got it. So
So that's a myth. When person
Okay.
says, no, I want to go thoughtless. And there is no state as such
Right.
as thoughtless. Thoughtless means your brain is dead then. Your brain is working, means thoughts are
Correct.
going to come,
Correct.
right? I want to eat, I'm hungry. That's also a thought. Correct?
Right.
The brain is going to give the command, I want to go here, and the body starts walking. That's also a thought. So there is no state such
Correct.
as
Correct.
thoughtlessness. So the state is everything is there, but you are not attached, or
Okay.
you are not disconnected. You are connected deeply, but yet at the same time, you are not
Got it.
becoming happy or sad by it.
Right.
Of course, there are things which you become happy and sad. These are also emotions. They are also changing. So you are just witnessing them,
Right.
basically.
Got it. So I think in this, the key takeaways, according to me, for our viewers is that not to expect a constant state when you enter into meditation, right? You should be ready to pass through whatever you experience.
Exactly. So
Got it.
sometimes you are sitting and you are blissful, happy, and sometimes the emotions are flooding you. You are feeling that
Right.
sadness, you want to cry, right? So that is going to keep changing.
Correct.
But that inner stability or that bliss or happiness is something different, is what you need to experience.
Right.
It has no correlation with your crying or sadness or anything.
Got it.
So that is your psychology. So
Understood.
emotions, unless you de-stress your entire system to such an extent that the deep stored emotions you allow it to resurface,
Right.
and you are in a way not allowing, it just happens. You keep doing this process and it happens,
Right.
and the moment they resurface and you are just feeling, you are healing at that time.
Got it.
So what I started off with and what now I am at means, we were taught whatever you feel bad, okay, don't speak.
Correct.
If you are hurt, don't cry, crying is
Correct.
bad.
Correct.
So we were like, suppressing everything. And here the spiritual meditation says is, allow it to pass
Right.
and you become a different person. So like it's a transformation.
True.
So people always used to connect, okay, you are doing meditation, so you must be so stable. But it's not like that, right? You must be feeling the same thing. You are
Correct.
doing Soham
Correct.
spiritual meditation since what, 9 years? I
Yes.
am doing since 30 years. But we are at the same level, isn't it? Your
True.
emotions flow, my emotions flow. You feel that stability, I feel that stability.
Right.
You experience the formlessness is the same, which I experience same. So
Correct.
in a way, we both are same, correct?
Right.
As a human being, we are same. We have come,
Right.
we are going to die.
True.
As emotions, what emotions you are feeling, I am feeling.
Correct.
As a soul, you and me are the same,
Right.
right? So complete like Soham is you and me are the same.
Great. So, coming back to Soham Vriksh, right, the Silent Spiritual Meditation Center, this is something again that was conceptualized by you not so long ago. So, how did this come about? From where did you get this idea? And what is, I mean, what is the objective behind it?
Okay, so Anand, you are a part of this, so wherever, give me fillers.
Sure.
So when we were there at Falguni Ben's house, 15 or 20 of us were there, right? And uh, I was also very busy, so once a week we used to meet. And then we entered, and then I was like super busy with my work. Then we entered a period where COVID came in and all my
Right.
clinics were shut. We were at home doing nothing. And during that period, if you remember, like we were still having entries into the group.
Right.
And we thought that we should, uh, ask them to do a course. So we
Correct.
had like that if you do this many hours, if you experience this, then we were giving them as a token of appreciation shawls.
Correct.
And we had different shawls for different stages,
Yes.
correct, at that
Yes.
time. And our aim was that everybody should be in one shawl, having a same experience, right?
Right.
So after that, when COVID came in and I was at home doing nothing, and that time I decided that now it's enough, and my children are grown up, they are married, and I can take a back seat now from
Right.
the active corporate life. And so doing nothing at home, I decided one day let's have a uh, online seminar on meditation,
Correct.
which we had.
Yes. We had
And
done a Zoom
Zoom,
session,
yes,
which was, I think, again during COVID.
during COVID. And there were
Right.
hundreds of them, attended that seminar.
True.
From that, I got an idea, why don't I start now, the courses, online courses. That's how we developed
Yes.
the online courses at that time. And that was a 6 months
Hmm.
course
Hmm.
we developed, and we started our batches.
Hmm.
And almost now we finished how many? Around 16, 17
Yes,
batches.
yes, that's right. I think
Yeah.
15 batches are already
Done,
completed.
completed. So that course was developed during COVID time.
Right.
And that's how we graduated from 15, 20 to suddenly jump to 50 and 100.
Right.
Correct? And that time we decided now enough,
Correct.
because it's beyond my capacity now, one to one. And then we had teachers during this period.
Sure.
We had teachers who were trained into the teaching of course, our Soham course, 6 months course. So all that happened during that time.
Correct.
Then after COVID, once, so actively I took a back seat. And then we started before that we started our D2N2 activity.
That's right. For senior
For
citizen, sharing
senior
and caring
citizen,
for
sharing
seniors.
and caring, because we had senior citizen in our first core group of
Right.
2025, right?
Right.
And we lost them
Hmm.
during this period. And on to pay homage to them, we started the senior
Correct.
citizen activity. Those who are staying all alone by themselves, we used to go to their house, spend time with them,
Right.
having a high tea with them, and listen to their stories, get motivated. And
Correct.
at the end of it, we used to do a meditation session with them.
Correct.
So that came into our kitty. And uh, before that, I think, so after Soham, this D2N2s with senior citizen, we decided we must have our NGO, right?
Right.
That is after COVID.
Correct.
During that time only we had decided. Then we had our Soham NGO. And after post COVID, then we started doing open camps
Correct.
of Soham meditation. Correct?
Right.
So because of the group now, the activities started getting expanded, and we did open camps. Then we used to do our Kasoli camps also, meditation camps
Correct.
with the group.
Right.
So in that, one of our group members, Sejal, right, she came to me and said that, I want to also now retire and give more time to Soham
Sure.
harmony. So I said, okay, fine, I'll keep it in mind. And we had this big project of Soham D2N2
Correct.
senior citizen
Yes.
shelter to
Yes.
do at Ahmedabad, and
Yes.
somehow it didn't click, right? And then, like, we were saying, okay, we were taking it slow. So that time, I think all of us went to Ahmedabad, saw the property,
That's
and
right.
something legally, it didn't
Correct.
work out. And then, of course, it demanded huge donation. And so we dropped that idea of us.
Right.
And then we were doing open camps, and we were happy with that. And
Correct.
when Sejal came in, I said, okay, we'll see how it goes. So after Falguni Ben, in COVID, we lost almost all of them. Now only Hiranbai is there.
Right.
So we used to use her premises.
Correct.
Then after that, post COVID, we decided, we were going to
Different
hear the
group
different
members or
group members,
residences we used
residents,
to
and
do.
blocking.
We did couple of open camps also, I think, in
Correct.
Mumbai at 3 to 4
Yes,
locations.
yes. So then when we came back when Sejal told me this, we came back, and then I said, let us find out a place which is, now the activities are increasing, so we
Correct.
need a permanent address. So I told Sejal that okay, start looking for something on rent if we get a single
Correct.
room,
Right.
right? And happened to speak to our group members, and our one of the group members said, "Oh, my flat is just lying vacant since 50 years, and why don't you, I donate it to the group, and
Right.
we can start a meditation center here."
Correct.
So till that time, I didn't have a clue that, this is going to turn out like this, what it is now today. So at that moment, I said, I was skeptical about it when the offer came in. So, but I said, let me have a look at the place.
Sure.
When I came to the place, oh my God, I came to the place and it's like a passage going into each room,
Yes.
and the idea started flowing from there. Okay, I can have a library. Okay, and I can have 2 meditation rooms. Okay, I can have a Kashtamon Dhyan room here.
Right.
So I saw the place, and like the floor map just came into
Sure.
my mind, and then gradually, like, this is a very old property, 100 years old
Correct.
building, and a heritage property.
Right.
So we have not touched much here, anything, but try to retain most of the things, just
Sure.
given an upliftment. And over a period, like all of us, what we were doing, we just had to replicate it here.
Correct.
So it was so easy, and I think you have put in a lot of effort in, and creating
Correct.
the vision and mission,
True.
what we
True.
had in mind. And our group members, like, she did a fantastic job of doing the interiors of
Correct.
it.
Correct.
And well, it turned out into a
Yes.
Soham Vruksh gradually, like the name. So, me and my son in law, we were just discussing that I have now this property and we are planning
Right.
this and this. What we should, of course, Soham. So, I had in mind that it
Correct.
would be something with Soham.
Right.
And that time, one religious camp was going on somewhere, Bodhi Gam or Bodhi Vriksh or something. Somebody had
Okay.
mentioned it to me. So my son-in-law asked that there is any common name where, it can uh, reflect your ideas, or what are you
Right.
doing about, and yet connected to the spiritualism. And I said, yes, this Bodhi Vriksh, something is happening. So,
Sure.
so he said, why not Soham Vriksh? You can call it as Soham Vriksh. That's how
I see.
this name came into my mind, that it fits in.
Correct. Correct.
That's how in one of the room we have created that
Correct. We made a theme in one of the
thin
rooms,
one
I
of the
think.
room, yeah. And Bodhi Vruksh is, I think everybody knows about it,
Correct.
under which, one gets enlightenment.
Right.
So I think that fitted in. And we were doing Kashtamon Dhyan. So I had in mind that, okay, one room. Like,
Right.
people have to go here, there, why not in Mumbai? Which is very, like, of course, it's the busiest city in India. To
Right.
find peace here is so difficult.
True.
But luckily, we got this heritage property. And uh, from that, got the idea that we must have a silence and a silent meditation center.
Right.
Because here, thing is, I think 80% is what you need to actually experience and
I
grow
see.
from it.
I see.
Correct? Say for us also, we were meeting once a week,
Right.
but daily we were doing meditation.
True.
So, experience in silence is the key.
Got it.
So, I think all of us had a same vision and mission. So, I think everything
Got it.
came
Got it.
together, and the Soham Vruksh was
Got it.
possible.
And as you said, originally the thought was to have one room somewhere in Mumbai to conduct
Correct.
this. Now with this center, there is 4 to 5 dedicated rooms,
Exactly.
and primarily it's 2 meditation rooms.
Correct.
Where anyone, I believe, can walk in and sit for meditation.
Correct.
So, what is the objective here, and what should someone expect who is coming for the first time?
So, our as a Soham Harmony, the vision and mission is like because we have been helped by this process and spiritual meditation. So, give as much to as many as possible the process
Right.
of spiritual meditation, Soham. And mantra has its own magic.
I see.
So the Soham mantra, we want to spread it, like pass it on to as many as possible, and finally arriving at uh, the harmony
Correct.
of mind, body, and
Correct.
soul through this process.
Right.
So it's kind of a everybody, anybody can come here and experience that meditation.
Got it.
And in the busiest city, yes, it's just near you, that Kashtamon Dhyan, I think it's going to be the highlight of the place,
I see.
where one room we have created, giving it a cave look. And
Right.
where you come, of course, it's a silent center, so you can't speak, but in that room, you cannot read, you
Okay.
cannot listen, you are just with yourself.
Got it.
So 3 hours or more, like you want to spend entire day 10 to 7 or more than 3 hours, they can book this room.
I see.
Otherwise, anybody can walk in, walk out. It's free of cost,
Great.
right? We are not going to
Great.
charge anything. And they can experience even for 20 minutes, even for 5 minutes, they can come and sit
Right.
in our meditation room. There are 2 rooms, one for men, one for women, where the guided meditation is going to keep playing.
Correct.
So they can come, experience it, and
Right.
so pause, reflect,
Sure.
and transform.
I see. Great. So there are 2 meditation rooms which are open meditation rooms where anyone can come
Walk
in,
in.
sit there, and then walk out when they want to.
Correct. So like 20 minutes they can use, come anytime, free
Okay.
flowing. If they want to sit for more than 20 minutes, then they have to book the seat.
I see. Got it.
And it's only going to be through invitees.
Okay.
So
Got it.
yeah, so
Got
we
it.
have a library too. So
Okay.
anybody who's coming like 10 to 7, the center is going to be open,
Right.
and they can come anytime. They can spend full day, read, reflect,
Sure.
pause,
Sure.
reflect, meditate again, read. They can
Correct.
spend entire
Correct.
day too.
Correct.
And
Got it. So these are 3 things you've covered. One is the open meditation rooms. One is the Kashta meditation room, which is for one person at a time for longer periods.
correct.
And then there is a reading room,
Correct.
like a library.
Library where all the spiritual books of different religions available.
Okay.
So books on meditation and books on spirituality.
Right. Right. So these are 2 activities. Now, would you, I mean, if there is someone, because many people will be walking into this concept for the first time, right? Where
Correct.
they want to try something related to meditation, or they want to read something. And, as we discussed, that there can be some queries
Correct.
when they read or they do meditation.
Yeah.
So how can that be addressed?
So we have one teacher's room. So
Okay.
every day, like in the afternoon, 2 to 4 hour teachers available
Right.
in that room. So any queries, but of course no noise. In a
Sure.
softer voice, you can always discuss. They can guide you, and we will be putting up our weekly activities too.
Okay.
Which is a common activity. Weekly, we are planning to have one
Right.
activity.
So I think this is a really good concept. Practically speaking, as we said that, because in a busy life, busy place like Mumbai, there are places and activities that make you busier, but there
Correct.
is hardly anything like this which can make you cut off and be with yourself and experience things that we don't usually experience, but which are around us or within us,
Correct.
right? So coming to the suitability of this center for anyone who wants to visit, is there anything like that, or is it, I mean, who should visit? Is it, if there could be, students are very busy nowadays with, you know, the studies and the all of those things. There are so many people in their working life in corporate or business again who may be looking for something to cut off from the daily routine. And then on the other side, we have people like our senior citizens group who have a lot of time and are interested towards such activities. So is there a niche towards which this is built, or can anyone come in? Who is it more suitable? What are your thoughts on that?
So what when I took a backseat from my clinical world, so during that time also, so trichology means a science of hair and scalp
Right.
in disease and health, and we were treating hair related disorders. And there are a lot of factors which affect hair loss or genetic thinning. And very common, which I found, is during COVID times when I happened to get more time on my hands, and I was, reading many things, what's happening around. So I saw a lot of anxiety issues increased. Freshly graduates didn't know what to do, during
Right.
COVID
Right.
time. So they got stuck. Then senior citizen, into four walls only,
Sure.
couldn't move out.
Sure.
So their anxiety, depression went to the next level.
Right.
Children got socially cut off.
Sure.
So many pediatrician and child specialists seeing a lot of mental health issues with them. So, and because of the stress and anxiety, I saw like so many couples going into infertility. They have this infertility issue suddenly ramped up.
Right.
So, of course, it was on the go only before COVID because of the high stress and running around
Right.
and the,
Right.
here and there. Now the world has become so small that husband is in one city working, the wife is in another city working. I saw a mental health issue increasing.
Okay.
Health per se, physical, like health issues increasing. And I see that each and every one of us should spend some time for the inner journey,
Right.
where a lot of things can be helped by just bringing body to its harmony.
Right.
So I think this Soham Vruksh is open for all,
Sure.
and those who are interested in spiritual upliftment for the inner journey, to do the journey of feel to heal,
Right.
right? And that healing is definitely, I'm sure, is going to help lot of anxiety issues, depression issues, fertility issues,
Right.
right? So I think it's going to help many.
Right.
And when they come here, they just experience it, for just 20 minutes in a day, learn it, do it at home.
Got it.
And then we have online courses, 6 months online courses
Correct.
are there. Master the art, which you can just do it anywhere in the world, any corner of the world,
Right.
and yet, bring the harmony to your mind, body,
Sure.
soul. And I'm sure, all of us are experiencing here that peace and bliss and the harmony which is the body is going into. Of course, I'm not denying that the other factors like pollution or, the biological
Right.
factors or the infections, the immunity, which is affecting us at present, health issues, is going to get nullified. But at least
Right.
we give our body a chance to
True.
come into harmony.
True.
So anyone who is, looking for this spiritual growth, most welcome at Soham Vriksh.
Got it.
And again, I'm stressing that it's free of cost, right?
Right.
So why not, make an effort and,
Correct.
improve your mental health issues or other health related issues, because
Right.
in totality, the meditation, the spiritual meditation, or sitting with yourself, just, you know, uh, brings in feel to heal of your mental and physical state,
Right.
and do a lot of good, and it's a lot of benefits for your body.
Perfect. I think that's very well summed up. So I think it won't be wrong to say that Soham Vriksh is in another way also a gateway to coming back to peace with yourself and coming into harmony with your, the mind, body, soul, as you mentioned. So that
Yes,
is, I think that's a platform that Soham Vriksh is providing to everyone.
yes, yes,
Perfect, perfect. So we spoke about, right from your meditation journey, how it started. We spoke about Atma Milanna Panthe, the book written by you. Then we came to, all these activities last 15 years that you and Soham Harmony Charitable Trust has done, with the total members rising up till 100. And finally, I think Soham Vriksh is the crowning jewel in Soham Harmony.
yes, absolutely.
To open it for public in a way. I think this is the first time we are opening a dedicated space to public
Yes, correct,
where, anyone can just come and experience it.
correct.
So, I mean, what is the, one feedback you would like to leave our listeners with?
So I would like to just say that spend time with yourself uh, in this busy world, where the mental health is going to be a big issue for everyone. And the mental health is bad, your physical health goes for a toss. So spend time for yourself, sit with yourself, try to feel and heal yourself, do as much spiritual meditation as possible.
Sure. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much.